Everyone's out to have fun and to help others have fun.
FunSize.
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 I call it fun.
Hi there, it's Max. It's Bob and Sherry FunSize. Thank you for listening to it. It's just a shareable little snippet of the show. And the big question is, does Sherry have a secret life that her husband doesn't know about?
Bob, I want to tell you something that happened to me yesterday that's causing me a lot of trouble in my marriage. Would you like to hear about that?
Yeah.
So this is something that I think has happened 3 times in the years that I've been with my husband. We went out to lunch together because a lot of days, like after the show finishes, by the time we get out of here, like you just want to be done, right? But we finished up early yesterday, and so I hadn't seen Kev a lot over the weekend, and I've been sick, so we went out to lunch, a nice romantic lunch together. And there's a Chinese restaurant, a really lovely Chinese restaurant right near our house. It's our Chinese restaurant. Mm-hmm. But we almost always get takeout from there. We hardly ever eat there. Mm-hmm. We decided that we would meet at the Chinese restaurant and go out to lunch. So we go, and it's really crowded. We get our table and our menus, and here comes the waiter. Now, I've never seen this waiter before in my life because, again, I get takeout. And when you get takeout, you pick it up at the bar, right? Waiter, welcome back. And I said, oh, thank you, thinking he must recognize me from all my takeout. And he turns to my husband and says, she is a regular here. And my husband's looking at me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm a regular. I get takeout all the time. So we order lunch, and we get lunch, and everything's great. And the waiter comes back by, and he says, I'll give you a box now. And I said, that would be wonderful. And he says to my husband, she always wants a box. My husband's looking at me.
So now it's not takeout.
Now it's not takeout.
Right.
And he brings me the box back, and he brings the check. And
I've never heard a waiter say she always wants the box.
She always wants the box.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then he brings the check, and we pay it. And he comes back to clear the last of the stuff off the table. And he said, thank you, and see you soon. And then he turns to my husband and said, she'll be back in a couple of days.
Are you kidding? So what's Kevin is now curious.
Kevin's like...
Because you don't mention that you go and have lunch there alone.
Well, Kevin doesn't think I'm having lunch there alone. Kevin's like, who are you stepping out with at this Chinese restaurant?
Oh, God, I didn't
this
think
waiter
about that, really?
And I'm like, he has me confused with somebody else. I never go out to lunch. And that's true.
That is true.
I never go out. I never go out to lunch. I never go out to lunch.
I'm surprised the waiter didn't say, where other guy?
That was the only thing that was missing. I'm at the studio till like 2 or 3 most days.
Yeah.
So this morning when I'm getting ready to leave for work, I say goodbye to all the critters, and I give Kev a hug and a kiss, and he goes, so are you coming home after work today, or were you and your boyfriend heading out for some Chinese?
Don't you hate it when they pull that? They know there's nothing going on, but they'll jerk you around a little bit.
But you know what I was thinking? Because, again, I watch so much ID Discovery. What if you were married to somebody that was really nuts and really jealous and really suspicious, and you were completely innocent?
And there are people like that.
And there are so many people like that. What if you're married to that guy or that woman, and the waiter is like, oh, she's a regular. She'll be back. She always wants the box. Nothing you would say would convince that person that you were telling the truth.
That's right.
And then the next thing you know, the police dogs are looking for you off the side of the interstate.
Yeah, yeah. And that's how it always goes. They have suspicion, and right away they murder you. And then put lime on your body.
ID Discovery too.
Yeah. That's so weird. Yeah, he's confused you with somebody else.
And I have one of those faces. One of my favorite Twitter bios ever. I forget whose it was. I was just scrolling Twitter. The Twitter bio was, I look like your cousin or your friend's cousin or somebody you went to school with. That was their whole bio.
Right.
Because some people have those faces.
They do. Yeah, that's exactly right.
I don't usually get that.
That's
now,
so strange.
Now, this waiter, and at one point he winked at me. The waiter did.
I know you're not with your regular guy.
My regular guy.
That's the sort of thing that happens to me. I'm surprised that it happened to you. That's so freaky.
Well, it happens to you because you go out so much. I am at home. I'm in the studio. I'm in the car. Right. I'm almost never out. So now I've got this whole drama going on at home where when I say stuff like, all right, what shall we have for dinner tonight? Well, I know you don't want Chinese.
See, once again, they love doing that.
They love having something.
It'll wear out after a while, but you're going to have to write it out for a little while.
Now I got to find a new Chinese restaurant.
Hey, just like me.
Yeah, just like
Yeah,
you. And
that's
then
right.
when it's been a while and I go back in, where have you been?
Where have you been?
We moved.
Yeah, that's right. I found it works.
Having a divorce party, most time men are not invited unless it's the B.O.B.
I hope nobody's listening now is going through a divorce, but that is probably unlikely. There are so many divorces, unfortunately, and if you are, we have condolences to send your way. I don't think that I would do anything like this. For some reason, I feel this is done probably by women for the most part, maybe exclusively. It's the divorce party and how to have a successful one.
I've never known of a guy to do that. Now that you
I
say
never
it.
have. Do women do that? Have divorce parties?
I've been to one or two.
You have?
Mm-hmm.
Well, see if this strikes a chord. Here's how this article says that you should do it. Select the guest list wisely. Make sure that the party atmosphere has about 20 people. Make sure that you, the guest of honor, get as many gifts as possible. That's why you ask for at least 20 people. I'm seeing why maybe the divorce occurred in the first place, if that's your motivation, rather than just friends. And you also have to be sure that you don't invite people to your divorce party who would be offended. I mean, people who look down on people who are divorced.
And don't invite
Judgy.
someone who has a broken heart and
Right,
doesn't
exactly.
want their own divorce.
Right, exactly. Get the drinks flowing. This seems dicey to me. Ensure that everybody brings a bottle of wine, pop it open, and celebrate in style, or mix your own cocktails. You know, if you are going through that, I find with alcohol being a depressant, that
Doesn't always help.
it could be a little bit of a problem. This one, I'm not sure about at all. Play the marriage game. This simple game is bound to get both married and divorce attendees alike giggling at the common perils of married life. All you need is a bowl, pens, and paper. And everybody writes down the most reoccurring tiff or aggravation in their marriage and throws it in the bowl anonymously.
I think that would be so fun.
So Mary and I go, I don't know about that. Mary and I go and we put it in there, right? And somebody reads it. I would like to have the house not quite as messy and sloppy looking. My wife goes, that's you. That's you. And now we're having a problem. I don't know if that's a really good idea. Create a diva-filled playlist using your favorite divas singing famous I Don't Need a Man-themed dance tunes.
And you kick it off with Beyonce's Irreplaceable, of course.
And follow it up with Gloria Gaynor's I Will Survive. I Will Survive. You know what happens to me? I get invited because, I have female friends. I get invited to the divorce party. Mary can't go. The women have been drinking for a while, right? And now it's time for the diva songs to come on. And so they're really jacked. And they're all together with their arms around each other singing I Will Survive at the top of their lungs. And one of them looks over and says, come on, Bob.
And you
Come on,
better
Bob.
get up. Yep.
Oh, God, I would hate that so much.
But you would do it.
And then somebody rolls on it.
Yep. And then they post it on their
And then they
Facebook and
post it.
Instagram.
And
Yeah.
I'm singing with crying women, I Will Survive.
Mm-hmm. And I know the names of the 3 guys that constantly post stuff on our Facebook that are critical. And they would be there first.
They would be there first. That's right. And so that's pretty much it, except for the ring funeral. And let's see what this is. It starts, it may sound silly, but this is what you do to get closure, have a ring funeral. It doesn't say what to do with it.
I don't want to have to dispose of my ring finger. I'd like to
Not
have
ring
all 10.
finger, but I mean, what do you do with the ring?
I think you do a couple of things with it. You can have it made into something else somewhere. You can sell it.
What do you think most women do? Put it in a closet?
Yeah. For all these years, I've been meaning to have mine made into something else, but
Give it to a daughter?
Never got around. Well, how do I do that? I've got 2 daughters. They already
true.
are in competition to be the favorite.
So what was the divorce party like that you went to?
There was an enormous backyard fire pit, and the evening peaked with burning a bunch of stuff.
That was the other one I didn't mention because I just thought that's too crazy. But they actually did that?
Yeah, actually did
His
it.
clothing that he didn't pick up?
No, not his clothes. It was all paperwork kind of stuff. Burning.
Burning and burning and burning. How big was the pit?
It was a fire pit like you get at Home Depot.
Oh yeah.
But it was going for quite a while. Yeah, we didn't burn any of his clothes. It was all like paper
This article
stuff.
was saying if he doesn't come and pick up those boat shoes within 2 months, they're going in the pit.
One of the things that got burned. Now I didn't really know the ex-husband. I don't know the guy.
Right.
But one of the things that got burned was an autographed picture of some athlete, and that went right into the fire.
Oh no! Wow.
Right into the fire.
I wonder if he just forgot it was there.
Maybe, yeah, it got put in a drawer. And when it went into the fire, there were some colorful cheers about what wasn't going to be on her TV every Sunday.
Yeah, right.
So,
All right, there it is.
I think you'd be so much fun at a divorce party.
I don't know.
Because you love women, women love you.
Yeah, I know. I just don't want drunken women singing and.
Think of all the inside intel you would gather. Think about that.
Oh, yeah. I don't get enough of that in my life.
Thank you so much for listening to Bob and Sherry Fun Size. Be sure to follow us on all our social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. It's BOBANDSHERI. And be sure to listen to our podcast, too. And with all of them, remember to subscribe, rate, and review.